Oh yeah, my friend, what you gonna do? All in all, we're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, we're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. We don't need no education. We don't need no forced control. No more grooming in the classroom. Teachers, leave those kids alone. Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. I don't need no arms around me. Got no strings that hold me down. Upon the wall I see the writing. Ain't nobody to calm me down. There ain't nobody ever gonna calm me down. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. We don't need no education. We don't need no forced control. No more grooming in the classroom. Teachers, leave those kids alone. Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Oh yeah. All in all, they were all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Welcome to the show, baby. Saturday night live stream, like we always do about this time. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, we got a really big show for you tonight. Yeah, he did it. He fucking did it. The son of a bitch did it. Yep. He pulled it out. I said whoever wanted it more was going to win it. Looks like the Republicans wanted it more, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Fucking 20 million less Democrats turned out this time than they did last time. Really? Really? I thought Trump was like Hitler incarnate. He's a Nazi. He's the worst thing since blah, blah, blah. It's like, really? If he's that bad, then why didn't you guys turn out in full force to vote against him? Makes no sense. Makes no damn sense. Unless Joe Biden was a level 30 necromancer capable of summoning votes from the dead. Yeah, you didn't have your fucking level 30 necromancer in there getting those votes for you. That's what cost you right there. Nah, but seriously, though. Yeah, I think Trump, well, he made many speeches about what he's going to do. And amongst all of the things he says he's going to do is undo all of this troon insanity, all of this targeting of the children. And any teachers that fucking try to groom the kids, well, they can be prosecuted. Yep. Yeah, and any fucking doctors that give kids dangerous drugs that will fuck with them, hormone replacement therapy, try to mutilate their genitals with fucking dangerous surgeries, anything like that. Nope, you're going to get prosecuted. Yeah. He was a lot of good rhetoric when he got elected first time around, like that building the wall, draining the swamp, all that shit. You know, I judge a man by his actions, not his words. We'll see if he can do what he says he's going to do. Yeah, he said he's going to do a lot of shit too. Going to fucking well, speaking of drain the swamp, he actually said he's got a little plan to deal with the deep state. And amongst the ways he's going to deal with the deep state, he's going to fire people. Yep. I've long said this. Trump's greatest ability is his special power, if you will, was his catchphrase, "You're fired." It always was, always has been. And for his entire first term, for 4 years, he never exercised his special power. That would be like Goku fighting a high-level villain and never using the Kamehameha wave or the spirit bomb. Like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? This is your special power, Trump. Like, this is how you drain the swamp. You're fired. You fire all these motherfuckers. Tens of thousands of them. Fire them. Yeah, hopefully he learned his fucking lesson this time around. You know, I got to thinking about this whole thing, like from top to bottom, like a real eagle eyes view of things. And you know what I figured out? The key to this whole thing, the fulcrum event that fucking changed the entire timeline. Mike fucking Pence. That was it. That was the fucking linchpin event that changed the entire timeline. Mike fucking Pence. Donald Trump's one of his worst abilities is he always chooses the shittiest people and puts them in the highest positions of power. And one of the worst things he ever did was choose Mike Pence to become his fucking vice president. Because think about it for a second. Had Trump won in 2020, and then it would set the stage for basically a Mike Pence presidency. And if Mike Pence happened to get in there, what would happen? Complete reset of the clock back to Bush era conservative fucking politics. That's what would have happened. And we would have never got another fucking guy like Trump in ever again. No, the entire timeline had to be shifted several years just so that Trump could elect a based vice president, aka JD Vance. That way, once Trump finally leaves office, he'll have a proper predecessor. I think that's what happened. That was the linchpin event. Having that fucking cuck Mike Pence be his fucking vice president. That's what fucked everything up. But now that that's all done and out of the way, and plus, I don't think Trump, if he would have got elected again in 2020, I think it would have just been the same old bullshit, like just 4 more years of the same old bullshit. What he had to do was watch these godforsaken leftists get in there for 4 years and show the world just how fucking evil and wicked they truly were, just so it grounded into his fucking head. That way, when he got in there again, he would know what to do and act proper. Hopefully, he learned his fucking lesson. Hopefully. Yeah, we'll fucking see. I think YouTube, they might smell the air, and they might be changing their algorithms, if you know what I mean. Now that Trump is back in power, I think YouTube might be starting a white knight for the woke, satanic pedo elites again, if you know what I mean. That or some fucking cucked leftist decided to take their aggression out on Big Daddy. Yeah, my other channel came under attack. Got 2 fucking strikes. One of them was the Sound of Freedom retrospective. The Sound of Freedom retrospective. You remember that movie, The Sound of Freedom? The movie about the guy who was exposing human traffickers, all that shit, based on a true story. Anyway, I did a video about that, and YouTube struck The Sound of Freedom retrospective. Now, here's the kicker. You want to know what they struck it for? Cyberbullying. That's what they got me for, cyberbullying and harassing. Like, who the fuck am I cyberbullying? Child predators? What? Makes no fucking sense. Make no damn sense. No, actually, it makes perfect sense, because I actually had a video struck for the same fucking thing before. When I exposed the Wayfair child trafficking scandal that happened years ago. Yeah, that fucking shit was real, I'm telling you. It was so real that Wayfair hired a fucking PR firm to go out there and run damage control for them. And one of the things that they ran damage control was they started striking channels that did stories about them, including my channel. Cyberbullying and harassing. Yep. I mean, if you want to get me for cyberbullying and harassing child traffickers and child predators, I'll gladly take that fucking strike. Fuck. ScrewTube. Fuck. Yeah, I wish there existed a better platform than YouTube. But that's one thing that Trump says is going to change. He's going to restore free speech, apparently. Yeah, he made a whole spiel about it, about how all of these companies that are shadow banning people or who are censoring people, they're all going to face consequences. You know, let's hope that fucking happens. Yeah, it's a very, very important thing, the First Amendment, the free speech. Elon Musk showed us that when he purchased Twitter. Little did we understand just how important that was when Elon Musk bought Twitter. Like, literally, the left would have still been able to control the entire narrative like they did before. But with that one fucking avenue of free speech, it basically was like that moment where you crack the dam open and the floodwaters come flowing forward. All you need is that one avenue of free speech right there. Like one fucking show on Twitter, the Tucker Carlson show, get fucking more views than all of the mainstream news media combined. And not just Twitter, but podcasts. I guess Trump had a real dialed in podcast game on the ground with his advertising. And you want to know who was instrumental in that? Barron Trump, his son. I guess that's where he got all of the list of the people for all of his podcast appearances. Barron Trump prepared the list. Yeah, a guy like Joe Rogan, like, he gets more fucking views than all of the mainstream news media combined. Kamala Harris didn't want to go on there. Yeah, she would have got exposed if she would have went on Joe Rogan. Go on there for a few hours, show who you really are. Oh, no, can't be having that. Yeah, he's going to restore free speech. He's going to undo all this troon insanity. He's going to end the Ukraine war, apparently. Yeah, Putin, he's already come out and said, hey, well, I'm ready for peace talks. Let's get this fucking shit done. And he says all of the fucking money that we're spending in the Ukraine, we're going to fix the homeless problem. Yep, we're going to end the homeless crisis. I remember California, they tried to end the homeless crisis. They threw $24 billion at it, I guess, something like that. And what they did was they made it worse. Like, the homeless problem just got fucking worse. Like, literally, you could have built a fucking house for each and every homeless person in California with that kind of money. But Trump, he's got an actual plan, I guess. And when he laid it out, it kind of made sense. Because not every homeless person is built the same. Now, some homeless people, they just got a real bad run of luck. And they've just, they're still trying to get out there and integrate themselves into society, but they just can't quite do it. Now, those people, they need put in like halfway houses, like Section 8. They need, given jobs. That's what needs to happen with those guys. And then there's the level of homeless that are just drug addicts. They're just junkies living on the streets, that type of shit. Those motherfuckers, what he's going to do is he's going to build tent cities for them. And he's going to get them actual help and treatment. Like, he's going to get them therapists. He's going to actually get them mental health, try to fix them. And then there are some motherfuckers that are just beyond help. There's no matter what you do, you just can't fix. There's some things that are just crazy. Like, remember, whatever happened to Crazy? Yeah, there's some people who are just fucking crazy and just need to be kept away from society. And those people, he's going to build mental institutions again and then put those people there. So he's actually going to fucking try to fix the homeless problem. And with all that fucking money that we've spent on the Ukraine, we could do that shit too. He's going to label the Mexican drug cartels a fucking terrorist organization. Like, about fucking time. I said this years ago. Shit. It almost sounds like whoever's writing his policy has been listening to the fucking Big Daddy show. No fucking joke. Yeah, he's going fucking fire people, restore free speech, end the true insanity, fix the homeless problem, end the Ukraine war. Mexican drug cartels are finally going to be crushed. So many, like tens of thousands, over 100,000 people die every year from fentanyl coming in from the fucking border, being ran by these fucking Mexican drug cartels working hand in hand with China. Yeah, China is supplying these Mexican drug cartels the chemicals to make this fucking fentanyl. Yeah, China is waging a stealth war against the United States of America using Mexico as a proxy by getting fentanyl in here. Nothing kills more males between the ages of 18 to 45 every year than fentanyl. That's an act of war is what that is. Like, you better fucking label this motherfucker as a terrorist organization. Yeah, China is coming to the table. Xi Jinping with his fucking hands crossed. Like, we're here for you, Mr. Trump. Yeah, it feels good to have the fucking grown-ups in charge again. Shit. Fucking A. Yeah, somebody went through and compiled all the shit that's gone down since Trump got elected. He hasn't even taken office yet, and already so much shit is already starting to change for the better.
Donald Trump's not even president yet. Have you seen what's happened in the last 48 hours? The misogynist appoints the first ever woman to be chief of staff. The Taliban announced they want peace with America and to be taken off the terrorist list. Putin came out and said that Western civilization is not an enemy. Mexico has started securing the border in, of course, response to tariff threats. Saudi Arabia is kicking out all of their Hamas leaders. New York is cleaning up their illegal migrant crisis. Xi Jinping came out and said he wants to peacefully coexist with China and said that they respect American people. The European Union chief finally came out and said, hey, America, can we start buying LNG from you so they stop buying from Russian gas? Putin says he takes Donald Trump's plan to end the war with Ukraine very seriously, and Russia supports it. The Houthis are stepping back. The Hamas called for an immediate end to war. He's calling for term limits in from Congress so that way people like Nancy Pelosi stop being forever members. Stock markets and crypto hit all-time highs. He sent Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton into depression. Because of all of this amazing news, white, liberal, ugly women are now refusing to have sex with men. America is in fact being made great again.
I'll uncork to that. Yeah, I told myself I would drink the rest of my wine in celebration of a Trump victory. I might as well drink a little wine and celebrate. Why not? Let me take a couple of plugs here. Hoorah! Oh yeah, that's to World War III being averted. Millions, possibly billions of lives were saved. American people came through in the clutch. You want to know who truly came through in the clutch? Latino men and white women. I guess that was the fucking that was it. That was what put Trump over right there. The Latino men and the white women. Fuck, I guess I got to take back all the shit I've been talking about white women all these years. Fuck, they came through. Yeah, who would have thought the price of eggs and milk meant more than George Floyd and transgenders? Who would have fucking thought? Yeah, a lot of people were losing their shit though. You saw the clip in the very beginning that that one black woman. She's the new poster child for the crying SJW. Yeah, for the first one in 2016, it was that one with wearing the beanie hat and the glasses and the green jacket, going screaming, wearing the glasses. That was in so many memes. Now it's going to be that black woman. Yeah, everything's race swapped nowadays. Even the memes. Yeah. Latino men and white women coming through in the clutch. Yeah, I hear some talk about the possible ending of the Fed too. Talking about maybe bringing Ron Paul into the fold. Yeah, I've long said we need to fucking do something about the Fed. Anybody doesn't know the Fed, the Federal Reserve? It's a group of bankers that are not even American citizens that basically control the money in America. Way back in the early 1900s, a fucking handful of corrupt politicians sold out the country, and they allowed the Federal Reserve to come into being. And what it was a series of private banks owned by people who are not even American citizens get to regulate and control American currency. And it's illegal, is what it is. It's fucking illegal. It's not in the Constitution anywhere about that. Yeah, I've long said what we need to do is pull off the fucking biggest bank heist in the history of mankind and just simply rob the Federal Reserve, take it over, and fucking execute all the people who own it and just take it. It's ours now. The Federal Reserve is ours. Just fucking Debo that shit. I mean, how else are you gonna fucking do it? Really? Yeah, they control the printing presses. Yeah, you take over the Federal Reserve and then you wipe out all of the debt, that all of the interest rates. Just get rid of all that shit, and like that, we just wipe out all of our debt. Like that, debt's gone. Take over the Federal Reserve. That's how you fix the national debt. You just take over the Federal Reserve. That's the way you do it. Oh, real. Yeah, what I'm wondering is who the fuck was Trump's campaign manager? Because remember in 2016, it was that bitch. I forget. God, her name is on the tip of my tongue. I forgot it. But it was that woman. The left really, really hated her. They were always fucking making fun of her in the media. They were always trying to, like, they were really vitriolic about her. But we never heard the name of Trump's campaign manager this time around. Like, whoever was running Trump's campaign this time around, that guy, he needs a fucking bonus. I know that. Whoever was running the Kamala Harris campaign, boy, they need Arkancided, if you know what I mean. They fucking fucked up big time because that campaign had made over $1 billion campaign. Where did the fucking money go? At the end of the day, they were $20 million in debt. What did you fucking spend your money on? Paying guys like Vito $500 to shill your fucking candidate on their terrible show? What happened to the money? Where's the money, Lebowski? I'll tell you what happened to the money. A fucking bureaucratic class of the consultant class. They all fucking swindled it away. That's what happened. It went into the various bank accounts of a bunch of corrupt motherfuckers. Yeah, if you would have had Big Daddy in charge of that campaign, you give Big Daddy $1 billion, I guarantee the fix is in. Donald Trump does not win that campaign. Because you want to know what I would have done? I would have identified the strategic choke points of power, and I would have made sure the proper people were bribed. Yep, you got to grease the wheel sometimes. Sometimes you got to pay off the right fucking people. Pay off certain state legislatures, pay off certain governors, pay off certain people in charge of certain precincts, handling certain ballots. That's what you got to do. They didn't bribe the right fucking people. No, I'm sure they did on a certain level because from all accounts, the fix was fucking in. Like Ethan was saying over there in New Jersey, like at his precinct alone, 8 out of what? No, there was 8 voting machines there, just 8. And those out of those 8 voting machines, 6 of them weren't working. So only 2 voting machines were working. And it wasn't like that just at his precinct. I guess it was like that all over New Jersey. And that's just a microcosm of what they were doing. There was video evidence of people stuffing the fucking ballots, video evidence of people coming in at midnight there in fucking Detroit with California plates with just boxes of ballots. Oh, they tried to fucking do it, but they didn't do it good enough. Nope. Yeah, they needed their level 30 necromancer in there, Joe Biden, to conjure 20 million votes from the dead. That's what they fucking needed. Didn't happen this time, though. A true, honest to God miracle of God could have happened, too. That could have happened. God just kind of like Thanos snapped all that fucking chicanery away. Like, let's just have it be on the up and up this time. Yeah, just imagine that, boy. That lends a lot of credence to what happened in 2020, what people like me have been saying, that they fucking RIGGED that motherfucker from the very fucking beginning. Yep. They just manufactured 20 million votes out of midair just to put the pants shitting demented pedophile over in that fucking last one. They didn't quite pull it off as well this time around. They didn't bribe the right people. That's my theory. They didn't spend that $1 billion good enough. If you would have greased the wheels and bribed the right people, pay off the right judges, pay off the right senators, pay off the right people handling those ballots in the right precincts, pay off the right state legislatures, you could have fucking taken that shit just like you did last time. But what happened was they got too fucking greedy. They got too fucking greedy. And they pocketed that $1 billion when they should have fucking spent it better. That's what happened. Republicans wanted it more. They just wanted it more. Just like I said, whoever wanted it more was going to get it. Fucking Republicans wanted it more. Yeah, there's a lot of funny stories coming out of this whole thing. Like before the election, I guess there was these Reddit witches, that fucking cucked website known as Reddit. They ran off all the conservatives years ago. But these Reddit witches, they were saying that casting spells against Trump was useless because he, and I quote, has some sort of protection about him. The same guy that barely missed getting shot in the head by a millimeter has some sort of protection about him. Yeah, I wonder what that protection is. Maybe it's divine protection. Maybe the hand of God is at play here. Maybe God did spare this motherfucker for a reason. Hopefully. Hopefully. I think that's funny. The Reddit witches trying to cast spells against him. No, he has some sort of protection against him. Like, that should fucking sink in with you right there, you dumb bitch. Maybe you are the bad guy. If the person you're casting spells against has protection, maybe you are the bad guy, and he's the good guy. Yeah, these leftists are so fucking stupid. I swear to God, these are some of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my fucking life. I mean, they honestly think that that we're going to be instituting the Handmaid's Tale or some fucking stupid shit. Have you heard about the 4B movement? 4B. I had to look up what this fucking thing was. Apparently, bitches are so triggered after the Trump victory. What they plan to do is not date, not marry, not have sex, and not have children. The 4B movement. That's what that is. Like, wait a minute, isn't that just called feminism? Fuck. That's just a churched up form of feminism. That's what that is. Boy, they. Yeah, I mean, it's so fucking nonsensical. It's like they truly live in a fantasy world. They truly do. Listen to some of these bitches. They're so fucking insane, it's not even funny.
All right, 4B movement starting. You know what we're going to do? We're not going to dye our hair anymore. We're not going to do makeup. We're not going to use filters. We're not going to go get the skin stuff. We're not going to dress up and look nice. Why? So that they can come and act like they own us because we look like this? Absolutely not. No, y'all. The 4B movement means like we gonna be cozy comfy in our own skin. And everyone over here is like, yeah, get strapped, get ready, get prepared. But you know what? It's fine. Let's go. Bring it on. You want to fight? I'm ready to fight. Like dueling, let's do this, okay? But at the same time, like, I'm sorry, you do not have control over my reproductive rights. You do not have control over my body. You do not have control over what I do with my body. Because when you try something, just watch what happens. This is being used without a filter. I usually do a filter, but you know what? I'm done using filters. Take it or...
Help! Help! He's coming for me! He's coming to rape me! Help!
These fucking bitches. You talk about mental illness. Shit. Little did they know, Donald Trump actually had a meeting with Elon Musk. And I guess an executive order is going to be signed. Every woman that ever had an abortion is going to be forcibly re-inseminated. Yes. And not only are they going to be forcibly re-inseminated, they're going to be forcibly re-inseminated by Donald Trump himself. Oh, yes. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be glorious. Oh, real. No, they're always accusing him of being a rapist. You want rape? I'm going to give you a rape on a whole nother level. It's going to be beautiful. The rapes are going to be glorious. No, but seriously, if I was to tell that fucking story to your average leftist, they would actually believe it and think it was real. I guarantee fucking to you. They live in a fantasy world. Yeah, all of what they think about Donald Trump and the right exists in the realm of fan fiction. Trump is Hitler. Trump is a racist. Trump is a rapist. He's a dictator. He's a fascist. He's blah, 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 this, that. It's all just nonsense. Leftist fan fiction. Liberalism is a fucking mental disorder. It truly fucking is. Liberalism is a mental disorder. Same thing as feminism. Feminism is a mental disorder. Yeah. Some say we live in a democracy. The reality is we're supposed to live in a constitutional republic where we elect representatives to go there and make laws for us. Democracy is mob rule. That's 4 wolves trying to figure out what to eat for dinner with 3 sheep. Like, oh no. Yeah, we live in a fucking republic. That's how it's supposed to be, at least. But the reality is we live in a vast bureaucracy. That's what we fucking live in. A vast fucking bureaucracy. Red tape, paperwork, litigation, lawfare. A vast fucking bureaucracy. Now, what we really live in, though, what I call it a whoretocracy. A fucking whoretocracy. We are that great whore that spreads her legs. Anybody who's got money, every fucking hole is in play for the great whore. As long as you got enough money, that is. Yeah, because our Johns will pimp her out, aka our politicians. We are the metaphorical whore of Babylon, as spoken of in the Bible. We are. If we aren't, literally, we are metaphorically. That's for fucking sure. They speak of a day when the great whore dies, the whore of Babylon. When she finally dies, she will be burned by fire, and she will scream and wail in pain, and the world will mourn the death of the great whore. Let's hope we might have averted that. We might have got into a whole different timeline with Trump, or the death of the great whore will come later on, or all of that stuff in the Bible was speaking of ancient Rome, like a lot of people think. You know, many people, you just look at it as a story that you can take various parables, metaphors, and you could learn life lessons from, basically. Yeah, Democrats, they're like little kids. They see Trump as this boogeyman. They manufacture this whole fucking fake fan fiction about who he is. And he's exactly the opposite, too. Like, they are everything they ever pretended he was. Anybody familiar with Plato's parable of the cave? About the men chained up in the cave, watching the shadows dance on the wall, thinking the shadows are reality? The liberal media, they're the ones casting those shadows on the wall. And then you got these dumb cucks watching those shadows on the wall, thinking they're real, thinking Trump is this orange Cheeto Nazi rapist or whatever. He's gonna blow up the world. Like, no, you motherfuckers are going to blow up the world by antagonizing the Russians and pushing for World War III. That's what you're going to do. Yeah, hopefully we averted all that fucking shit. Yeah, but leftists, they are literally the men in Plato's parable of the cave, chained to the wall, watching the shadows dance on the wall, and thinking that shit's reality. It's fucking sad. It really is. Like little kids making up a fucking boogeyman monster. But at the end of the day, the American people thought the price of eggs and milk was more important than transgenders and George Floyd. Fuck yeah. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, you got to be a man. Can't let that shit slide. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for your rights. Fight for what's right. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. Dun, dun, dun. The old Hogan theme song. I might actually get struck for that. Well, they don't strike you, but it's happened before when I sang that before. It's not like a copyright strike, but they just say, hey, it's okay. But we know you're singing it. Yeah, we live in a vast fucking bureaucracy, a hortocracy, if you will. Yeah, I was watching a YouTube video about an Asian guy. I think he was Chinese, and he went to a Kamala Harris rally, and then he went to a Donald Trump rally. And he doesn't really know nothing about politics, and he wanted to just kind of get a feel for each one by going to the rallies. And what happened was when he went to the Kamala Harris rally, he said that the people there weren't really there for Kamala Harris so much as they were there against Trump. Like he sensed a lot of like negativity towards Trump, and they were saying like he was Hitler. There was a lot of Hitler remarks and Nazi this, and then when he said that he had planned to go to the Trump rally afterwards, he said so many people said, "Oh, don't do it. They're going to beat you up. They're going to attack you because you're Asian and they're all racists." And they tried to warn him not to go to the Trump rally because he was going to get attacked by MAGIsts. And then he said he went to the Trump rally. And he said when he went to the Trump rally, he said it was like one of the most positive experiences he's ever experienced in his life. Like everybody was coming up and shaking his hand. They were calling him sir. And like he said, everybody was just so positive and happy. And they were there for Trump because they wanted to see Trump get in power and implement his agenda and make America great again. And they were so happy for their Trump merch, showing off their hats. And he said there was just a much more positive vibe, a more happy vibe at the Trump rally, whereas it was a lot more negative at the Kamala Harris rally. It was more against Trump, and it was just like a lot of just vitriol, whereas it was a lot more positivity at the Trump rally. And nobody tried to beat him up or fight him. And he was surprised that the Kamala people were telling him all this. I guess when he went there, it was the exact opposite of what everybody was saying that it was going to be like. And that's what it is. Like I said, they live in the realm of fantasy. They fucking do. It's like Star Wars, Harry Potter, The Handmaid's Tale. They live in the realm of fucking fan fiction. They really fucking do. It's fucking sad. But I'm glad the fucking grown-ups are in charge. About fucking time. You want to know what the Kamala Harris campaign really needed, though? Well, I'll give you an example. Over there in Japan, in these huge companies, they have a certain role that they hire somebody for. And what they do is they hire what they call the loud American. Now, the role of the loud American is you see, the culture behind these Japanese companies is nobody ever wants to like step out of line and speak their mind. And like if the owner of the company has a real bad idea, nobody is going to speak up and tell the owner that the idea is bad or whatever. But that's where the loud American comes in. Like the loud American will tell you if the idea is bad. And that's in the Loud American is like a very, very important role in many of these companies and has helped us save them like millions, sometimes billions of dollars. That's what the Kamala Harris campaign needed. Not the Loud American. No, they needed an asshole conservative. That's what they needed. They needed a big daddy on their campaign. Like if they had an asshole conservative consultant on board, do you really think that White Dudes for Harris ad ever would have made the airwaves? No, no, it fucking wouldn't. You would have ran it by the asshole conservative, and he would have he would have just erupted in laughter. Say, no, you're going to get fucking laughed off the internet if you show this fucking advertisement, you fucking idiots. And like that, they could have fucking, not done that and had that stupid advertisement come out that made them all look so fucking stupid. You remember the White Dudes for Harris ad, that fucking embarrassing thing. And then there were so many parody ads made about it afterwards. Yeah, if they would have had an asshole conservative consultant on board, they could have avoided so much fucking shit. The asshole conservative would have advised them to go onto these various podcasts for one reason or another, because he knows a true asshole conservative would have advised that because he knows Kamala Harris would have then been exposed. You just let that bitch talk without a fucking script. And then make her lift up her hair. Hey, let's look at your ears. Make sure you're not wearing any earbuds. Take off your earrings. We don't want nothing near those fucking ears. I don't want the deep state fucking whispering into your ears. Let's hear the real you, bitch. Yeah, that's what I would have done. Yeah, that's never going to happen, though. They haven't learned their lesson. No, they're going to double down on identity politics. More transgenders, more George Floyds. That's what they fucking need. That's what they think, at least. They're so fucking stupid. Yeah, you want to know what's better than Saturday Night Live right now? CNN. For fucking real. I was watching some CNN panelists, and it was funnier than any fucking thing I've seen on Saturday Night Live in years. I swear to God. Yeah, they were all doing this post like a mortem about the election, trying to figure out where they went wrong and this and that. And one of these guys got on there and was saying about how people are sick and tired of these transgenders invading female sports, and they don't want boys playing girls sports. And when he said that, one of these panelists got so triggered. It's like, oh my God, I'm not going to sit for this transphobia. Do you mean she? Don't you mean she? And it was just so fucking hilarious. It was like a parody is what it was. But it was CNN. It was funnier than anything I've ever seen on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, the Saturday Night Live stream itself. This show is better than anything on Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live stream, guaranteed to be funnier than the real Saturday Night Live. Oh, real. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got a little cotton mouth. Let me drink a coffee here real quick. You hear about Johnny Somali? That fucking streamer who goes around and causes trouble. Last time he was streaming, he was over there in South Korea. He was getting the fucking shit beat out of him by all these streamers. And I guess he got arrested. Now, last time I heard, he's facing over 10 years in prison over there in South Korea, fucking around. I guess he found out. Yeah, Johnny Somali fucked around and found out. Yeah, they don't fuck around over there in Southeast Asia. Yeah, like I said, he's lucky he wasn't up there in North Korea fucking around. We all saw what happened to Otto Warmbier. Yeah, Johnny Somali would have never been seen again. Yeah, speaking of North Korea, I heard that they had sent a bunch of soldiers over there to help the Russians fight the Ukrainians. And these North Koreans have been exposed to internet pornography for the very first time in their lives. And I guess they've all become addicted. Yep, the North Koreans are now addicted to internet porn. Oh, shit. You know, a bunch of them are going to run off and try to defect. I guarantee you they're going to try to run off into the war zone and defect into the Ukraine. Like they would rather fucking like just wander off and abscond into a war zone than go back to fucking North Korea. That's how bad it is there. Yeah. They don't fuck around in Southeast Asia. Johnny Somali found out. You ever hear about the My Way killings? Now, this takes place in the Philippines. This is a Filipino urban legend. Yeah, this took place in a 10-year period from the year 2002 to the year 2010. Like over a dozen people got killed during this period. And this period was known as the My Way killings. Now, you've heard of road rage, right? Have you heard of karaoke rage? Oh, real. Yeah, I guess karaoke is it's a very popular pastime over there in the Philippines. And there's a certain song. This is an urban legend around a certain song that you just simply you want to stay away from because it might cause a little trouble. Like somebody might get a little fired up, and some shit might pop off. Like they don't. It doesn't really happen anymore. Like I said, it happened in a 10-year period from the year 2002 to the year 2012. But like I said, it's a Filipino urban legend. But it all started when a 29-year-old Filipino came into a bar after a hard day's work, and he decided to get on the mic and sing a karaoke song. And as he was singing this song, he kind of fucked up the lyrics, or he started singing it a little off, and it triggered the guard, the bouncer of the bar, if you will. And the bouncer was so fucking pissed off listening to this guy sing that he walked up to him, pulled out a pistol, and fucking shot him dead. You want to know what the song was that he was singing? My Way by Frank Sinatra. Yep. And thus began the My Way killings. Now, it wasn't always with a fucking bouncer coming up and shooting the guy. No. Sometimes, like a fight would break out, somebody would get stabbed. Sometimes a guy would sing My Way, then he'd get ran over by a car on the way home. It just became considered a cursed song for a while. So people were kind of hesitant about singing it. I thought it was a funny little story. Yeah, a lot of people wondered why old boy shot him the first time around. Well, he wasn't singing it properly. He fucking fucked up the lyrics. Yeah, if you're going to sing a song like that, My Way, you better fucking kill that song. Yeah, if you're not going to fucking kill it, don't bother fucking singing it, as the old saying goes. Yeah, Big Daddy actually did a version of My Way. I actually consider my version superior to the Frank Sinatra version, to be honest. You know what? We're closing in on the halfway mark. Maybe I'll go ahead and play the Big Daddy My Way fucking remix. Maybe we will. I don't really know what we're going to talk about when we come back because I didn't really do any show prep on any sort of griftosphere related anything. So if anybody out there got any questions, maybe you could throw some questions in the chat and I can answer them. Maybe I'll throw the StreamYards link out there. Somebody wants to pop on and chop it up. But other than that, we're going to be freestyling it after this. All right, guys, we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, we're going to rock the mic a little bit more. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a bit. And now the end is near. And so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway. And more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, and so much more. I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and I spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way. And now the end is near, so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Hey, hey, I'm your light, I'm the one I take you there. Hey, I'm your light, I'm the one who cares. Hey, been betrayed, I'm your one true friend now. Hey, I'm your light, I'm forever there. I'm the one who makes you feel, I'm the one who makes you squeal. Sad but true, sad but true. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way.
Daddy never take no crap. Daddy with the big dick slap. Daddy with the best in life. Crushing a me's breath. Dancing with the devil in the day, like day and night. Telling me now what is best tonight. Rushing a miss world, leaving my soul of pain. Rushing a miss world, dancing with the devil in the rain. My mind. Crushing a miss world, feeling my soul a spark. Crushing a miss world, dancing with the devil in the dark. Daddy never take no crap. Daddy with the big dick slap. Daddy with a pimp slap hand. Daddy be the back door man. Yo, what is best in life? Crush your enemies. What is best in life? Crush your enemies. Crush your enemies. Daddy never crush your enemies, see them bleed right before your eyes, hear them scream, please don't let me die. Lamentation of that women, feminism is a sin. Lamentation of that women, crushing enemies while dancing with the devil in the dark. Daddy never take no crap. Daddy with the big dick slap. Daddy the best in life. Crushing enemies breath, dancing with the devil in the day, like day and night. Telling me now what is best tonight. Crushing enemies work, leaving my soul of pain. Crushing enemies work, dancing with the devil in the rain. My crushing enemies work, feeling my soul a spark. Crushing enemies work, dancing with the devil in the dark. Daddy never take no crap. Daddy with the big dick slap. Daddy with a pimp slap hand. Daddy be the back door man. Yo, what is best in life? Crush your enemies. What is best in life? Crush your enemies. Crush your enemies. What is best in life? Crush your enemies. See them bleed right before your eyes. Hear them scream, please don't let me die. Lamentation of that women, feminism is a sin. Lamentation of that women.
And more, and so much more. I did it my way. And we're back, baby. And more, much more than this. I did it my way. Yeah, nobody gonna be shooting that Big Daddy. Because I killed that bitch. Frank Sinatra got nothing on me. You too, Lars, you piece of shit. No, you catch the little Metallica riff in there? Hey, I'm your light. I'm the one that takes you there. Hey, I'm your light. I'm the one who cares. Fuck yeah. Probably one of the greatest fucking songs I've ever done right there. The My Way Crush Your Enemies remix. Fucking over 6 minutes right there. That's a fucking banger and a half. Oh, real. All right, where are we going to take this bitch? I really got no more show prep beyond this, to be honest. Normally I talk about griftosphere related shit, but I haven't really followed anything griftosphere related since my last show. I don't really know what the fuck's going on out there. Tried watching some of Ethan earlier. He had Sven Stoffels on, and I didn't really get no good material. I mean, he smoked crack on a fucking live stream. Where do you go from there? I mean, goddamn. Bring on Nadine, have her perform an abortion on a live stream. That'd be the only where you can go from there. Shit, I guess. Boy. Yeah, the StreamYard's link is in the chat if anybody wants to pop on and chop it up with Big Daddy. You know, it's been a while since I did a concert stream. Maybe I'll just straight up do a lounge act. Flip through the songbook, sing some songs. Maybe I'll do that. Normally, it doesn't really feel like a full show until I get a good 2 hours in. I at least got to get a good hour and a half in there. right. Yeah, I'm glad Trump won. Know that. Feels like the adults are back in charge. Hopefully he'll round up all these fucking illegals too. They're taking over apartment complexes all over the place. Hopefully he'll send the military in there, rout them out. A lot of these fucking leftists too, they're so fucking cucked when it comes to that shit. They're all about illegal immigrants. Yeah, I want the illegal immigrants. But then what happens if you have the illegal immigrants come live right next to you or live in your fucking neighborhood? Then it becomes a whole nother story. Then they want nothing to do with them. Remember when they shipped all the illegals up there to that place? I forget where it was. Martha's Vineyard, I think. The very fucking day they shipped them out there, like, nope, they bust them out of there. Fucking liberals. It's all virtue signaling. It is. They would see their fucking country burn to the ground if they thought it would mean that they would get them a few likes on Twitter or Facebook by virtue signaling about how they're pro illegal immigration. Yeah, but it's a whole nother story when you actually bring the illegals there and actually bring them to their fucking doorstep, if you will. Then they hide in their houses like, no. Then they'll go call the cops. Get them out of here. We don't want them here.
So you would do anything for like all the illegals and stuff?
I think we have to be fair.
Guys, this is great. I think we found a new home for you guys.
What guys?
There you go.
Is that your bus?
Yeah.
I don't understand what this is all about.
This is all the immigration. They're gonna move into your house.
They are not.
What do you mean? You just said you wanted to support everyone though.
Okay, that I don't.
No, they're
Guys,
not
we
violent.
got a
They're
new
not
house.
violent. They're good. They're
Oh no,
like,
hop it! Like just like you guys did before.
Thank you very much.
Can they stay for dinner? Wait.
Sorry.
Well, we have your signature. You guys got to drive back down south.
Back to Home Depot.
Back to Home Depot with you. Yeah, it's a whole nother story when you actually bring the illegals there to their fucking front doorstep. Then they want nothing to do with them. It's all virtue signaling. That's what it is. They would see their fucking country burnt to the fucking ground if it meant that they could virtue signal and feel good about themselves. Fucking pieces of fucking shit. I'm so glad Trump won. God damn. Might have saved the fucking republic. Yeah, hopefully he gives RFK Jr. a good cabinet level position and he can get in there and take all of these poisons out of the food, prosecute Bill Gates and Fauci. That'd be fucking nice. Really get this country back on the right track. I know that. Yeah. We were heading off the rails there for a while, but I think we might have got back on the right track again. God, I hope so. God, I hope so. What I really want to see is military tribunals. This fucking piece of shit General Milley, I want to see him brought before a fucking firing squad. Same thing with Nancy Pelosi. All of these fucking pieces of shit for all of their war crimes. Hunter Biden, his fucking child molesting father, all of them. Hillary, Soros. I want to see them all held accountable for their crimes. Probably won't happen. A few of them might get taken down. But at the end of the day, the Reaper comes for us all. Really fucking does. You can't fear the Reaper. Yeah, it's just one of those phases of life. Yeah. And once all of the boomers are dead, then perhaps the earth will finally know peace. Once all the boomers are dead. The most evil, wicked, warmongering group of fucking people there are boomers. Ah. Well, I tell you, it was really fun watching all those triggered leftists. In the days following Trump's victory, oh my God, it didn't feel quite as good the first time around when he defeated Hillary, but it felt good nonetheless. It just felt vindicated, like justice was served, like finally. And after seeing the 20 million mystery votes that didn't make it this time around, I think it's painfully obvious what they did last time. I feel fully justified in every fucking strike I've ever got calling that fucking shit out. In the end, I was vindicated. I was fucking right. I truly was. About everything. Not just about what they did in 2020. I was right about the jab, too. I was right about that fucking jab. Just how dangerous it was. I've fucking got the battle scars to prove that. My channel does, at least. Nobody, I mean nobody in this whole fucking sphere has been struck more times for calling out what they did in 2020 and also for calling out the dangers of the jab than Big Daddy. Nobody. Nobody's more legit than Big Daddy. No fucking buddy. Never forget that. Hell, they attacked my other channel. I had to private every fucking video on my other channel to keep it safe because it came under attack by these fuckers. A lot of these motherfuckers, they say my channel's under attack. I'm under attack. Blah blah blah. You're not gonna be catching Big Daddy fucking pulling that shit. No, if it just happens, it happens. Sometimes when it happens, you got to go through the proper protocols. They struck the Sound of Freedom retrospective, for fuck's sake. If they could take down the Sound of Freedom retrospective, they could take down anything. I did leave up one short, though, the Grift Wars Peace Accords. Like, if they strike the Grift Wars Peace Accords, I mean, I just simply don't know what to say. I mean, I'm sure you could maybe find something there to strike me for. I don't know what. Cyberbullying and harassing, I guess. I don't know. When in doubt, strike them for cyberbullying and harassing. If you can cyberbully and harass human traffickers and child predators and actually get fucking struck for that shit, well, I mean, you get struck for fucking cyberbullying, harassing anybody. Like I said, you could swing a dead cat at any one of my fucking live streams and find something to strike me for, probably. So as long as any of my videos are up, that channel was not safe. So I had to fucking private all the videos. That's my protocols. Whenever I get 2 strikes on a channel, I have to immediately private all of the videos until the strikes go away. So it's not going to be till like January or February until I get to unprivate those videos, which means that channel is going to be basically dead. I mean, if you don't upload videos for a month or 2 at a time, like, it's so hard to build up momentum again after that. Which means I'm probably going to have to focus on this channel some more. Start uploading here again. I do got my other channel too. Yeah, when you're based as Big Daddy, you got to have several channels, lifeboat channels, just in case something happens to one of your primary channels. I mean, I've been struck so many times, I should have lost 3 or 4 channels by now. But I keep the strikes spread out throughout a series of channels. It prevents real growth from being able to occur, but at the same time, it allows me a wider breadth of free speech, if you know what I mean. To me, free speech is much more important than subscribers or clout or anything like that. Like I've said this a long time ago, I wouldn't care if I didn't have a living soul watching me. I would still do this because it's cathartic. I need to do it. To get all of this. It's like Final Fantasy. You get a fucking so much power built up and you got to unleash a limit breaker. I just got to let myself vent sometimes, if you know what I mean. It's not good to let shit build up. Oh, damn. I just poured myself some hot tea. Damn, that's hot. It burned my mouth a little bit. That's some tasty tea, though. Ooh. Cinnamon and black tea. Take this bitch. Take. Yeah, it just feels good knowing that the Republic might have been saved. Seeing a lot of streams post-Trump victory. All of these various pundits doing analysis. Yeah, like I said, the right just wanted it more. If the left wanted it more, they would have taken that $1 billion that they made and they would have greased the wheels properly, bribed the right officials. Like I said, Joe Biden, a level 30 necromancer, capable of summoning votes from the dead. They didn't have that this time around. Yeah, Latino men and white women coming through in the clutch. Now, there was one demographic of white women that went heavily for the Democrats, though. And that was educated white women. The ones with degrees and all that shit. Anybody knows that the higher education is nothing more than indoctrination camp meant to churn out good little Democrat voters. Like, the more degrees you have, the more fucking stupid you are, basically. And the more leftist you're going to be. Locusts, like locusts, they coming for your soul. They coming for the motherfucking children's genitals. Not anymore, though. Trump said that these fucking people are going to be prosecuted for that shit. These woke groomer teachers and doctors that come after kids. Hopefully they'll come after these goddamn drag queen fucking story time motherfuckers, too. Oh, those pieces of shit in jail. Drag queen story time should not be a fucking thing. Talking about giving Elon Musk a cabinet level position, Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. Boy, that would be funny. Appoint Elon Musk and Ron Paul there. Put RFK Jr. in charge of the health department. Start firing fucking people. You're fired. Boy, it'd be nice to see. Yeah, the nicest part about the Trump presidency the first time around was the first 6 months. Because you thought he was going to do this, you thought he was going to do that, you thought he was going to get that wall built, you thought he was going to drain the swamp. But then after 6 months, it kind of set in like, oh no, this is just business as usual. I mean, yeah, he did a lot of good, but everything good that he did was basically undone with the stroke of a pen the very second the left came back into power. Yeah, hopefully he'll do the same thing. Exercise a series of executive orders. If I was president, I would rule only through executive order. Why fuck around with the goddamn Senate and the Congress? Although we've got the Senate and the Congress too, the Republicans do. So Trump can basically pass whatever the fuck he wants to pass. As long as he doesn't have some cuck like Paul Ryan or Mitch McConnell there blocking him like he did last time. I said long ago his biggest mistake was not immediately making moves to get rid of Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell in leadership position the very second he became president. Had he done that, he would have been able to get that wall built, I guarantee you. Paul Ryan stood in the way of that shit, that fucking piece of shit. Hopefully he learned his fucking lesson this time around. And understands just how evil and wicked these pieces of fucking shit truly are. If there existed a word 1,000 times greater than evil, it wouldn't begin to scratch the surface of who and what these fucking people are. And he handled them with kid gloves the last time he was president. And they basically called him Cheeto Hitler or whatever. Like, I wish he was a little bit more like Hitler. Fuck. Like, if Trump displayed a little bit more Hitler-esque traits, hell, I would have gotten my goddamn car, drove 6 hours to my precinct, and actually voted for the motherfucker. Oh, real. He's like Hitler, don't you know? Based? Shit. Yeah, one of the greatest enemies of not just the left, but also the Jew. You want to know what it is? The internet! The fucking internet. The free flow of information. You can fool some of the people sometimes, but you can't fool all of the people all of the fucking time. And with the free flow of information, with like basically the Library of Alexandria at your fucking fingertips, you can't hide your fucking, what your, I mean, let's say Trump said that he wants to execute Liz Cheney. Because that's what they were saying. Remember that during the election? Trump says he wants to execute Liz Cheney. But then when you hear the actual quote in its full context, he's saying, hey, Liz Cheney, she's all about sending the troops to war. Let's put her on the front lines and have the rifles pointed at her and see how she would want it then. Would she be so apt to send the people to war then? Like basically trying to exercise a degree of empathy, you know? Put yourself in the shoes of these troops. You want to go there and fight some fucking pointless war? And when he said that, the mainstream news media said, he wants to execute Liz Cheney. But with the internet, people can go on there and listen to the full quote in the full context. And then like that, they lose credibility. Like, no, you fuckers lied. You obviously are taking what he said out of context just to try to make it sound like something that it's not. And like that, nobody believes what you fucking say anymore. In an American court of law, if you've been proven to be a liar just once, every fucking thing you say after that can be thrown out of court. Because how can we trust what you say? You've been proven to be a fucking liar. It's the same thing with the American news media. How the fuck can you ever trust anything they ever fucking say? They've proven themselves to be liars over and over again. White dudes for Harris. White dudes for Harris. What a fucking joke. Yeah, I guess she did really poorly with men. Yeah, these leftists are saying, we need an Andrew Tate of the left. Like, motherfucker, you do have an Andrew Tate of the left. His name is Destiny. Yeah, Destiny is about the closest thing the left has to an Andrew Tate. A bona fide fucking semen slurping cuckold. There's no real men on that side. Vito, Destiny, Boogie, these are the men of the left. Those aren't real men. Those are male feminists. Those are predators is what they are. The only way they can even sniff a fucking crumb of pussy is to pretend like they're a fucking hardcore Democrat when really they have absolutely no convictions at all. The fucking truest pieces of shit there are. The Destinies, Vitos, and Boogies of the world. But Big Daddy, I'm a man who means what he says and says what he means. A real motherfucker, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I think of all the stories I've heard about the election, the story of the Reddit witches was probably the funniest one. The Reddit witches were all casting spells against Trump, but they don't work. Yeah, he has some sort of protection about him. You stupid bitches. Divine protection, perhaps? The hand of God is at work here. Yeah, a lot of weak men on the left. A lot of beta cucks. A lot of Ahabs, if you will. King Ahab, he was a king of Israel way back in the day. Yeah, of all of the kings of Israel, no king was despised by God more than Ahab. And the reason why God despised Ahab so much was because he was a beta cuck, because he was a weak man. For you see, Ahab, he took upon himself a heathen wife by the name of Jezebel. Jezebel had gone on to lead the Israelites astray, plunged the land into darkness many, many years. Yes. You know, maybe I will tell the tale of Jezebel. Every so often it's a tale I tell. A tale I tell. Yes, the tale of Jezebel. Maybe I'll tell that tale. I gotta talk about something. But I feel like I gotta go to the bathroom though. I'm gonna get up real quick, and then when I come back, we shall tell the tale of Jezebel and how it relates to the modern Western female. tell the tale of Jezebel. Story from the Bible. Very, very important tale, how it relates to modern Western females. Usually, well, I'll relay how it ties in at the very end of the story. Yes, but it starts in the ancient land of Israel, way back in the day, thousands of years ago. The king of Israel at the time, Ahab, he took upon himself a heathen wife by the name of Jezebel. Now, she wasn't just any heathen. She was a pagan princess that was the high priestess of the cult of Baal. Everybody knows what Baal is. This is one of those old Canaanite gods that they sacrificed children to. Yeah, this is one of the worst ones, right up there with Moloch himself. Now, after Ahab had married this heathen woman, he became submissive to her. He allowed her to run the household. She became the head of the household. And Ahab was the king. Therefore, she kind of, there's an old saying, a fish stinks from the head down. And once Jezebel became in charge, what she did was she ordered all of the priests killed. That's what she did. But a man named Obadiah, he took a handful of the priests and hid them out in the mountains. And after she ordered all of the priests executed, then she had orgies and sacrifice in the temples. That's what happened. In order to please their pagan gods, they would have orgies and then they would fucking kill children, shit like that. Real fucking dark shit. Then one day, King Ahab, he went over to his neighbor, Naboth, and he offered to buy his gardens because they were adjacent to his own gardens and he wanted to integrate them. He liked his land. But yeah, I like this land of yours. I like these gardens. I want to integrate them with my own. I will pay you for them. But Naboth, this land was in his family for generations. And he had planned to pass it down to his children. And he said, I'm sorry, King Ahab, I cannot sell you these lands. These are my family lands. It's been in my family for generations. I plan to pass these down to my children. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. So Ahab, he started sulking. He's like, moping around the house. He was doing this for several days. And then Jezebel sees her husband moping around like a fucking cuck. And she demands to know what is wrong. Why are you acting like this? So then he lets her know that he wanted to buy Naboth's gardens, but Naboth refused. And that's why he's sad and he's down in the dumps. Because he wanted something and he didn't get it, kind of like a child. So Jezebel says, "You are king. Just take his gardens." And Naboth's like, I can't do that. I can't just take his gardens. So this is what Jezebel did. She had hatched a plot, some sort of evil plot, to steal Naboth's gardens from him and give them to her husband so that he would stop moping around and act like a fucking cuck. So here's what she did. She had orchestrated a massive feast where all of the heads of the city would come and have this feast with her husband, all the most important people. And what she did was she hired 2 men to step forward in the middle of the feast and accuse Naboth of talking shit about the king. Now, in this time, just talking shit about the king would be enough to get your ass killed. And that's what happened. In the middle of the feast, 2 men stepped forward and they accused Naboth of talking shit about the king, something he didn't do. And of course, having to carry out the rule of law, Naboth was arrested and he was subsequently executed. They killed him. And after Naboth was executed, well, since he was talking shit about the king, well, those gardens now become Ahab's. And Ahab got the gardens, blissfully unaware that his evil wife Jezebel had orchestrated the whole thing, orchestrated the murder of Naboth, just so she could steal his gardens, give them to her cuck husband. This is how evil this fucking bitch is. This is just the tip of the iceberg, though. Anyway, God, the one true God, he fucking got tired of seeing all this fucking shit. First, she ordered all of his priests murdered and killed. Then they're having orgies in the fucking temples. Now they're sacrificing children. Now she's orchestrated the death of Naboth, steals his gardens. So God decides to punish the Israelites for their paganism. So he sends a drought upon them for 3 years. Now during the whole reign of Jezebel, a certain man had popped onto the scene and was speaking out against her and her ways. Now this particular man, he lived in the mountains, and he had communed with the one true God himself. God would speak to this man, and he would relay the messages that God would give him. This man was known as Elijah, the prophet Elijah. I kind of consider myself the metaphorical prophet Elijah of my time, living in the mountains, speaking truth to wokeness, calling out feminists, calling out these fucking child-sacrificing feminists, if you know what I mean. Hold up, I gotta sip my tea real quick. Cotton mouth going. Where were we? Oh yes, Prophet Elijah. Now, Prophet Elijah, he's considered one of the heroes of the Bible, if you will, right up there with Moses and Jesus and all those guys. Now, what Prophet Elijah does, God commands him to issue a challenge to Jezebel and her priests. This is what he does. He issues a challenge to the priests of Jezebel to prove who the one true God is. Your gods, who's more powerful, your gods or my God? And he challenges Jezebel to a god-off, if you will. Kind of like a dance-off. No, a god-off. Whose God's more powerful, my God or your God? My flag boy and your flag boy, sitting by the fire. My flag boy, sit to your flag boy, wanna set your ass on fire. That's what happened. The prophet Elijah challenged Jezebel and her wicked priests to a contest. Now here's what the contest was. They were going to go out to the mountains, and they were going to sacrifice a bull. Well, the bull was already dead. They chopped the bull up, and then they put it upon a pyre of wood. They like create a wood pyre, like you get all of these blocks of wood and you stack it up. And then you put the bull on the top. You chop the bull up. So you got this chopped up bull on top of a pile of wood. Now here's the challenge. They're going to beseech their gods to light the fire and set the bull on fire. Because back in the day, they were all about like butchering animals and setting them on fire, and like that's how they would like please the gods. They thought the gods liked the smell of the burning meat. So this was the crux of the challenge. So what Jezebel did was she sent 450 priests of Baal and 400 priests of Asherah, over 800 demonic pagan priests altogether versus one man, Elijah. So they go out to the mountains. And not just that, but Elijah, he invites all of the Israelites out too. So everybody is out there watching what's going down. So they got the bull chopped up. It's on top of the pile of wood. Now it's time to get down to the God-off, prove whose God is more powerful. And Elijah offers Jezebel's pagan priests to go first. So what they do was they start dancing around their pyre, and they start beseeching their god. Light the bowl on fire. Do it, Baal. Do it, Asherah. And they start beseeching their god. And then noontime comes around, and the bowls haven't been lit on fire yet. So what they do is they take their knives and they start slashing themselves, splashing their blood upon the pyre, thinking that this will please their gods, beseeching them to light the bowl on fire. But nothing happens. So this goes on in the afternoon, and they cut themselves even more. Over 800 pagan priests bleeding all over the place, beseeching their pagan gods to light the bowl on fire. But not a damn thing happens. And then the sun falls down and it gets dark. And then it becomes Elijah's turn. So here's what Elijah does. First thing he does is he digs a small little moat around the fucking pyre, several inches deep. And then he orders a giant cask of water to be brought forward. And when the cask of water is brought forward, he orders the cask of water to be poured on top of the pyre to get it soaking wet. So that's what they do. They pour the giant cask of water over the bull, and they get it soaking wet. You want to know what Elijah does then? He orders another cask of water to be poured over the bull. So they get another big old cask of water, and they soak down that pyre, get it even more wet. A lot of people are thinking to themselves, if this pyre is so wet, how is God going to light it on fire? You want to know what Prophet Elijah does then? He orders them to soak that bull one more time with one more cask of water. And that's what they do. They soak that bull. So now it's been soaked 3 times. It's just completely saturated. And at this point, all of the water that's been running off of the pyre has now filled up the little moat that has been dug around it. So you got a little fucking trench of water. That's how much water has been poured on this pyre. And then, you want to know what Prophet Elijah does next? He puts his arms in the air and he says, God, show us your power now. And you want to know what happens then? It's as if a laser beam from the skies itself fires down upon the pyre. And after that, the entire thing is incinerated. Nothing left. No ashes. And even the water that was built up in that little moat that he had dug around it, even that water itself is completely evaporated. That's what happened. You want to know what happened then? All of the Israelites fell to their knees before Prophet Elijah, for they knew who the one true God was, for the glory of the Lord had been revealed. You want to know what Prophet Elijah did then? He pointed to the pagan priests of Jezebel, and he said, seize them! And that's what they did. The Israelites seized the pagan priests of Jezebel, and they brought them down into the Kishon Valley. Now, Prophet Elijah, he wasn't just any prophet of God. No, he was a warrior prophet. He took his fucking sword. He went down into the Kishon Valley, and with the help of the Israelites holding them still, he executed all 850 pagan priests of Jezebel. That's what he did. Killed every last one of them with his own fucking sword. That's how Prophet Elijah was. One of the true heroes of the Bible. So then he had King Ahab summoned to him, because God gave him another message to give to Ahab. So he brings Ahab to the top of the hill after they finally get him over there. Ahab, he sees what has been done. All of Jezebel's priests have been fucking executed. And he brings Ahab to the top of the hill. And he says, hey, look off into the distance. Now remember, God had sent a drought to Israel for 3 years for their pagan ways. Now, Prophet Elijah said, Ahab, look off into the distance, look closely. And as Ahab was looking, these clouds started to form in the sky. Not just any clouds, they were rain clouds. No, storm clouds, the mother of all fucking storms. And it came through, and the rains came. The land of Israel was free of the drought. Yes, the crops were able to drink once again. And Ahab, after seeing this, knew, you know what? This is the one true God at work here. Jezebel and her pagan gods, that we need to go back and we need to reinstitute the old ways. That's what we need to do. So Ahab and Elijah start heading back to the city to go let Jezebel know what's what. But anyway, you want to know what happened then? Jezebel, she had heard about what happened to her pagan priests, that Ahab had executed all of them. And let's just say Jezebel was not too pleased about it. No. When she heard about that, she ordered Prophet Elijah to be seized upon sight and executed. That's what she ordered. So before they reached the city, Prophet Elijah was warned about what would happen if he came there. So what happened then was Prophet Elijah, he was like, shit, I can't go there. I'm going to get captured and killed. So he fled out to the mountains. And there he had to hide for the next several years, basically. He was a wanted man. Even though he had proven the one true God was more powerful than Jezebel and her pagan gods, she refused to admit it. She refused to submit to the authority of the one true God. But she would get her comeuppance in the end. Yes, she would. While Elijah was hiding out in the mountains, Jezebel's death squads, God gives Elijah another message. He says that you will die at some point, but another Elijah will replace you. He will become the new prophet. Only his name will be spelled a little bit different. Elisha, Elisha, Prophet Elisha. Anyway, the war with the Syrians happens, and the original prophet Elijah, he's eventually killed in the war, along with King Ahab. And then after that, Elisha comes onto the scene, the subsequent, predecessor of the old prophet Elijah. So the new prophet Elijah is now on the scene, and God is speaking to him and communing with him. And God gives Elisha a prophecy. He says that one of these lieutenants of Israel will be anointed the new king, Jehu, son of Joshaphat. And Prophet Elijah is to anoint him the new king in the name of God. So God gives him the special oils that he is to anoint Jehu with. So eventually the time comes where God says, okay, now is the time. You need to go to Israel, find Jehu, and anoint him with the oils. And after that, he will now be the king of Israel. So Jehu is eventually sought out and found by the new prophet Elisha. And he says, Jehu, I need to speak with you. I have an urgent message from God. So Elisha tells him the message. And Jehu, without hesitation, goes right along with it. It's like, well, you're the new prophet. I guess we got to do it. So Jehu is anointed with the sacred oils. And after that, he is now the new king of Israel. But he's got to go back to the city and claim his kingship, which means he's going to have to take on Jezebel herself. But Jezebel, her son Joram, is now ruling the kingdom. And she is basically ruling ruling the kingdom through him as a puppet, basically. Anyway, Jehu gathers his army together, and they begin marching on Israel. And the current king, Jezebel's son, Joram, he hears that Jehu is coming to the city to overthrow him. But he doesn't believe it. So he goes out of the city gates to go meet Jehu and ask him if this is true. Like, are you coming to overthrow me? So Joram goes out there and he realizes, oh shit, this guy actually means business. He's here to kill me and overthrow me. So Joram turns around and he begins running away to get away from Jehu. But you want to know what Jehu does? He takes his arrow, a bow and arrow. He knocks his arrow, and lets fly with the arrow, and it sinks into the back of King Joram's back and goes right through his heart, kills him stone cold dead before he hits the ground. Now the king of Israel is dead. Well, the moment that he was anointed with the sacred oils, Jehu technically became the king of Israel. Apparently his mission was to completely expunge the bloodline of Ahab and then kill Jezebel herself and take his rightful place as king. So then what he does is he comes into the city and confronts Jezebel herself. Now Jezebel, before he comes into the city, she hears about what happens. She hears that her son has been killed, that Jehu is coming to fucking take over. So you want to know what Jezebel does? Her very first order of business is to put on her makeup and then go taunt him, possibly try to seduce him. So she's hanging out the window as Jehu comes into the city, and she starts laughing at him, taunting him, talking shit to him. You know how they do. So Jehu looks up at this bitch up in her fucking tower, and she's got all of her eunuch slaves behind her. And he says to the eunuch slaves, "Who amongst you are with me?" And 2 eunuch slaves step forward from Jezebel right behind her. So King Jehu yells to the eunuch slaves, "Grab her and throw her down." So Jezebel's eunuch slaves start wrestling with her and grappling with her. And they eventually grab her and schlep her over the top of her fucking tower, and she falls to the ground, stone cold dead. And that is the tale of how Jezebel got killed by her eunuchs. Treacherous fucking eunuchs. You can't trust a fucking eunuch, just as you can't trust a troon. Yep. And afterwards, Jehu and his men were all celebrating in the tavern, drinking, celebrating his new his kingship. Then he got to thinking, you know what? We can't let Jezebel's body just sit out there in the streets. She was the daughter of a king, after all. Somebody go find her body and give her a proper burial. So they went to go try to find the body of Jezebel. Only problem is, the only parts of her body they could find were her feet and her head. I think that's how the story goes. The rest of her body was devoured by the wild dogs of the city. Yep. Devoured by wild dogs. That is the tale of the end of Jezebel. Her corpse eaten by the feral dogs of the city of Israel. Many life lessons can be taken from the tale of Jezebel. You don't want to fucking cuck out. You don't want to be a submissive man. Because, well, especially to a woman who is prone to evil and wickedness. Especially if you're a man of power and prominence, because then, like I said, a fish stinks from the head down. She's going to spread that evil and wickedness all around. A strong man is going to keep her in pocket. He's going to put her in her place. But Not that just that, he's going to teach her to become a better woman too. Submission versus domination. Weakness versus strength. Ignorance versus intelligence. Love versus hate. Sometimes you can't look at the world in shades of gray. You got to look at it in black and white, if you know what I mean. Without the loving, strong guidance of a righteous man, women will always stray to the path of sin, just like Eve with the snake. They'll offer that apple, forbidden fruit of feminism. Women will take that shit. Oh, if you got a strong man in your life, you're not going to fucking eat that forbidden fruit, if you know what I mean. But as bad as Jezebel was, when you compare Jezebel to the modern Western female, she didn't divorce Ahab, no. The modern Western female, oh, they'll divorce their fucking man. No, she loved her man and her family. She loved her man so much, she orchestrated the death of Naboth so that she could take his gardens just to make him happy, so he could feel a little better. She was a pillar of the community, even though she spread debauchery and wickedness and evil. She was a pillar of the community nonetheless. The bottom line is, when compared to the modern Western female, Jezebel from the Bible is actually a higher quality woman. This is how far the modern Western female has fallen. That a woman so synonymous for evil and wickedness that to this day nobody will dare name their daughters after her is actually a better quality woman than your average modern Western female. This is how far we have fallen as a society. It truly has. This 4B movement, women wanting to deny men dating, marriage, children, and sex. What the fuck is that all about? Would Jezebel ever do that? No, fuck no, she wouldn't. These women are worse than Jezebel. As a man, like in America or any of these modern Western countries, it's a nightmare trying to date, trying to find a woman to marry when you've got just a bunch of Jezebels running around. Thank God that women in foreign countries exist. Let's put it that way. If you don't want to settle for one of these fucking Western skanks, you could always find a nice, good female in one of these Southeast Asian countries that hasn't been completely ravaged by feminism yet. That is. At some point, if they stay on social media long enough, they'll get the woke mind virus. It always fucking happens. Well, we've gone for almost 2 hours. I think we might end the show, guys. I think we might hit that 2-hour mark. I think we did it. It's a pretty good one, I think. Trump won. I think we might have saved the Republic. We might have averted World War III. We might have slipped into a better timeline. Maybe, just maybe, it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. As Ozzy would say, good old Ozzy. Good old Ozzy. Maybe we'll play some Ozzy. Gotta figure out a good closeout song. What's the closeout song? Crazy Train? Going up the wheels on a crazy train. Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living this fools. Maybe it's not too late. Learn how to love and forget. get out of here. Mental wounds not healing. Life's a bitter shame. Going up the rails on a crazy train. I say I'm going up the rails on a crazy train. Going up the rails on a crazy train. Going up the rails on a crazy train. Listen to preachers, listen to fools. Watched all the dropouts make their own rules. One person conditioned to rule and control. The media sells it, and you live the role. Mental wounds still screaming, driving me insane. Going up the rails on a crazy train. Going up the rails on a crazy train. I said I'm going up the rails on a crazy train. I know that things are going wrong for me. You got to listen to my words. There's of an old wolf, it's what we've become. Inheriting troubles, I'm mentally numb. Crazy, just cannot bear. I'm living with something that just isn't fair. Mental wounds not healing. Who and what's to blame? Going up the rails on a crazy train. I said I'm going up the rails on a crazy train. Going up the rails on a crazy train. I said I'm going up the rails on a crazy train. Going up the rails on a crazy train. It's crazy, that's how it goes. Millions of people living as foes. But maybe, it's maybe, it's not too late to learn how to love, forget how to hate. Little Ozzy for you. Ozzy. Crazy train. A lot of wisdom in that song. Ozzy may, bite the head off of a bat time to time, but between bouts of insanity and Satanism, sometimes he's got the pearls. But maybe, it's not too late. Learn how to love, forget how to hate. Going up the rails on a crazy train. I said I'm going up the rails on a crazy train. Going up the rails on a crazy train. I said I'm going up the rails on a crazy train.
Suicidus Bythirticus, also known as the Western Troon, is a frequent sight amongst the landscapes of most modern cities. Beset by a terrible plague of the mind, the Western Troon wanders akin to a wild, rabies-ravaged dog, or like that of a wombat in the midst of sarcoptic mange. A curious case of natural development has kept many of his masculine features, an Adam's apple, his male height, weight and muscle mass, along with, and in many cases, the receding hairline. All of this despite the beast's self-professed similarity to that of a female of the species. Unfortunately for him and his kind, the natural order of the species places them squarely in the domain of the males. His hulking shoulders send the other animals scurrying. His camouflage, the dress of a woman picked up and draped upon him, couldn't obscure his real form from the other denizens of the concrete jungle. His wig, or thin